Okay, so we have a live stream happening in our Facebook group. Some of you are watching the live preview, and some of you are in my Zoom. If you are in complete or you bought my birthday bundle earlier this year, this entire event is free for you. If you're watching the preview and you want to come in, send me a message on Facebook. And then Andrea, keep a lookout for those incoming messages. You can send them the link to join the challenge. It's seansena.com/3K. That's seansena.com/3K. Enroll, send a screenshot of your receipt, and then we will let you into the Zoom and give you access to all the members area tools and things like that. Okay, so if you are watching the stream inside the 3K challenge group, you will see in the first comment, okay, there is a link to my Zoom. Okay, I just put the link in my Zoom. Okay, so I think that should be it. Everyone should be clear. Okay. If you're watching live, give me a hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay. Okay, so everyone good? Okay, notebook, journal, everything, get ready. Okay, can I see some comments in the chat? Okay, say hello. I see Paula is live. We have Daniel, we have Jabal, we have Quintin. I see Coley is watching on my live stream. We have Salman. Okay, I'm going to stream this for about 20 minutes and I'm going to switch it off. Okay. And then if you want access, just drop me a message. Okay, so any new group joins or any new incoming messages, people want to enroll, Andrea, please keep a lookout and let's get started. Welcome, Edmund. Edmund is with us in the Zoom. So this is actually my first challenge that I've ever done. So it's quite an experience for me learning how to structure this and promote this and make this as valuable as it can be. So I hope I've done a good job putting out the message and, preparing for this. And also appreciate during the past 10 days, every single one of you. Okay, I know you guys helped with the comments, helped with the engagement, and really contributed. So I'm very happy and I'm very thankful for everyone's contribution. So this is no longer just about me. Why did I create this challenge? Okay, why did I create this challenge? You don't know, okay, but every single day, okay, welcome, Trina. Every single day, I receive messages, okay, from people. The first message they send is to ask, is to ask for a job. They send me a first message. They don't even, okay, Coley is live. Coley, the training with the slides and everything is streamed inside the 3K members group. So you might want to check that out. Or just come to my Zoom. Okay, just come to my Zoom. The first message they send, they don't even introduce themselves. They don't even say, hi, Sean. Hi, Mark, welcome. The first message they send is, do you have a job for me? Okay, and then recently there's this new trend. Okay, they start asking me, hey, does your program have a guaranteed placement? Guaranteed placement. So before I go deep into all this stuff, can I just ask everyone, okay, type in the chat or type in the comments, okay, whether you're watching now or replay, just type, okay. What is your opinion on guaranteed placements? Okay, I'm going to circle back to this when I address this later in the training, but I want to put this out there. I want to know what is your guys' opinion on guaranteed placement, okay? And I also see the past year, right? Now the year has come and gone, and actually this happens every year. And the whole year I've seen people at the start of the year, they want to do closing, and then they were told to do start as a setter, and then they enter a VA kind of / setter job, and then they work, And then either I don't see them again, or they get stuck in that position, and then it's all downhill from there. So what I'm seeing is once I see a closer, they know how to do 3K months. Like Coley has already crossed that milestone. From 3K to 10K, yes, it is a challenge, but you know that you can do it already. It's a matter of improving the percentages, you improve the quality, you improve some of your soft skills. So from 3 to 10, it's a challenge, but I don't see that as a big challenge. What I'm seeing is when you start, and then how many of you have crossed 3K? How many of you have crossed consistent 3K months? So it seems like from the start to this first milestone, okay, the main thing here is the learning curve. Okay, what you're here to do today is to understand the learning curve and see beyond what other people see beyond what's in people's marketing. Because I also do marketing, I know. But you got to see beyond that and break the learning curve down. And then once you break the learning curve down, you ask yourself, can you face the learning curve? If you can face the learning curve, are you willing to train yourself and understand what you need to understand in order to conquer the learning curve? Okay, that's why I created this challenge. And my intention for this challenge is for closers who are able to take full ownership, okay, full ownership of your success. Okay, a lot of you have already paid the price. Okay, how much have you guys? Okay, just drop a number, estimate. Or I want to keep it private. That's up to you. Right? How much have you guys invested in closer program so far? Low ticket, mid ticket, high ticket. I've seen closers invested, okay, 4 or 5 figures. You have already paid the price. You know, you have already put in your goals, your dreams, your money, your effort, your time and energy. And then up to a certain point, okay, you, Paula says 10K, Daniel says 5K, Jabal says 8K, Wing 12K. You know, this is all your hard-earned money. You know, all this money can be used to take care of yourself, your family for 1 whole year. You know, this is like USD, right? In a lot of countries, maybe it says two family. Yeah. This is all your hard-earned money. Okay. I know a lot of you work 9 to 5, a lot of you have part-time jobs, and then you take all your savings and then you come into this niche. And then at the end of it all, you want to implement, you're stuck. Okay. I don't want to say whose program is good or bad. I can only say that I know a lot of us, myself included, okay, who are stuck. And if you're someone who can take the full ownership, you can do work. You know, you're focused, you're hardworking, you're not those dabblers, you're not those get rich quick guys. If what you need is you just need, hey, Sean, just show me how you do it and just guide me on how to do it. I will go and figure it out. I will go and do it. Okay, if that's you, you are at the right place. This challenge is created specially for you. So my mission today, okay, my own challenge for myself is to help you cross that first 3K milestone. Okay. Initially, my target was, I want to call this like the 1K challenge. And then I spoke with my wife, Andrea, about it. And then she said, like in Singapore, for example, okay, you want to have a decent life, okay, minimum, the average grad salary, 3K. Okay, so I set this 3K. It's actually an arbitrary number. Really, how much you want to make in your career. Okay, a lot of it goes into your own ambition, your own guts, your own ability, how far you're willing to push yourself. Okay, but I set it at 3K because in a lot of scenarios is what people, once they reach the milestone, they know, okay, now I'm secure. I can leave my 9 to 5. I can build this business on my own. And this is not some unachievable thing, you know, this is not some far away goal. Even now, if you go outside, you work in McDonald's, you work in Pizza Hut, you go deliver food, okay, very easily you can hit this number as well. The issue is, how are you making your money? You know what I mean? And it's already been done before. Okay, my students, in the beginning, they experience what you experience, stuck, frustrated, don't know how to implement. But once you're able to see the learning curve for what it is, once you have the guidance to say, I don't understand every part in the learning curve, and today I am going to break the learning curve down. Even if you don't complete 100% of the learning curve, okay, you just get to 70, 80%. You yourself know, I can join teams. I know how to qualify teams. I know how to book calls. I know how to close. Okay, worst case scenario. Okay, this should be the bare minimum that you have to believe for yourself. You have to believe it first. Okay, without the belief, your paradigm will find reasons, okay, to not make it happen. So you must really touch your heart, okay, and affirm to yourself, I don't need to know how yet. I don't need to know what yet. Okay, but you have to touch your heart and say, I believe I can get this. I can get it and I can get here. Okay, but for those of you, if you're the first time following my work, okay, if it's first time following my work, you know, for us Chinese, right, we pray to the God of wealth. Okay, and it seems like a lot of people, they confuse me for the God of wealth. But I'm not that guy. They come to me, they ask for job, ask for opportunities, they ask how fast can I make money? Okay, you go into the wrong person. Okay, you should go pray to the God of wealth. Okay, I'm a closer. I'm still closing. I'm still learning how to close. Okay, it's not easy at all. Okay, is it easier than your 9 to 5? Okay, I don't know whether I should say easy or difficult. It's pros and cons. Okay, all I can say is it's different. Is remote sales for everyone? No. Otherwise, all your family, friends, cousins, relatives, everyone will all be doing remote sales. Why? Because there is a learning curve. So you need to accumulate enough experience points to move up the learning curve. But if you don't have discipline, you're working from home. How many of you struggle with self-discipline issues? Because you go work for someone else, no problem. You arrive on time. Okay, with sleep, no sleep, you arrive at work on time. You get through the day. Why? Because you're working for someone else, right? If you don't show up, if you don't deliver, you get into trouble. But you work for yourself. Okay, when you do remote sales, you're working for yourself. Okay, you're like a freelancer. It's your own business. Do you have the kind of self-discipline to hold yourself accountable? Okay, so give me some feedback. How many of you have discipline issues? Or you're like, I have no issues with self-discipline. I can get up, I can build my own schedule, I can do my own remote sales. Where are you guys at? Type in the comments. If you were like me in the past, I'm super disciplined, but it's not the intelligent type of discipline, you know. I actually don't know what to do, and I was compensating for my lack of know-how. Okay, by pushing myself. But if you ask me, do I really get it? Back then, I wouldn't say so. Yeah, and those of you who followed me since my 2018 days, you know I have a lot of output. But was I necessarily as good as I wanted to be? I'll say no. Okay, so it's extreme on both ends. You're super disciplined, but you're not pressing the right buttons. That is also, if you ask me, it's a form of laziness. Or if you're no discipline, that's outright laziness. So it's usually the lazy people that are the smartest. It's usually the smartest people that they just want to take all the shortcuts. Okay, I've seen closers with very, very intelligent people, PhDs, multiple PhDs. Okay, and they're so smart. Okay, they're the ones that take the most shortcuts. But that doesn't work either. Okay, what you want to build today is accurate discipline. Okay, why did I decide to go with this word challenge? What is a challenge to you? Okay, my mission is to challenge you, or rather to get you to challenge yourself, to move out of your comfort zone. If you don't want to be lazy, if you don't want to be disciplined in the wrong way, then that middle ground, knowing what to do and when to do, and to close yourself to do it, That's you getting out of your comfort zone. Because you don't want to work, and then have no results. You don't want to be lazy and then have no results. So this sweet spot, okay, touch your heart and tell yourself, I want to have this accurate discipline. Okay, this is where all of us should be. Because without this, you know where we go? We run into what I call the dead end. Like I was saying earlier, invest all this money, and then you want to implement, you don't have a chance to implement, you don't know how. Okay, so you do what everyone is doing. Okay, all those Facebook groups that you guys are in, I'm in those groups also. I can see everything. Okay, or you role play with people as green as you don't know who's guiding who. Or then some of you manage to join teams, but either they're making use of you to cold call, they're making use of you to generate leads, they're making use of you to do VA work. They're not necessarily ready for closers. You hire a closer, you got to take care of a closer. You know, you got to train them well, guide them well, work with them well. You don't hire a closer and then ask them to do all these things. You know, those are unqualified teams. So in the end, we get stuck. We get jaded. We quietly quit. Every season, every year, every batch. Even in Singapore, I see all the closers that come and go, same cycle, year after year after year. So I was thinking, if I don't create, building this whole challenge was very uncomfortable for me. There's also a learning curve for me to learn how to do these things, But if I don't do it, then every year I'm just going to see batch after batch of all these closes. Okay, the lazy ones, they totally deserve it. Okay, but you guys, okay, what can I give to contribute? Okay, first thing I share with you is my story. Okay, you need to know my story because you need to know who you're learning from. You need to know who you're learning from so that you can understand why I'm teaching all these things. Because you're not learning from someone with a employee mindset. I've never had a job. I've always built my own thing. First, it was a martial arts school. Then I got into e-commerce. I tried drop shipping. I didn't know how to do it. I tried copy. I'm not that good at it. So from one thing to another, the whole time, you're learning from someone that I'm out to build my own thing. That's why a lot of the things I teach is very business-minded. If you learn from me, but you keep the employee paradigm, you're not going to absorb very well. Okay, that's what I need to say. So do you guys have friends who build their own business from scratch? They don't come from rich families. And it can be a local business. It can be a physical business. It can be a small business. But do you guys have friends, relatives, or people you know very well that build their own business from scratch? Okay. And if you ever have a chance to have tea or coffee with them, okay, I want you to just ask them this question. Okay. Ask them to share with you in their first year of building their business. What was life like for them? Okay, and you will get a picture of my life, okay, for the last 4 or 5 years. When you're an entrepreneur and you're building your own thing, basically, every day is chaos. Basically, you don't know when your next meal is coming from. You can do very well. Okay, you can have a really good month, and then the next few months, you don't know what you're doing. Okay, you ask any entrepreneur the first year or even second year, okay, it's a very natural thing. So to teach a closer and you tell a closer, hey, come into this business opportunity. You just need a laptop, you just need a phone, and then you can make money. Of course, heaps and heaps of people are going to come in, right? Because this wealth niche, people want to make money, they're all going to come in. But did you actually prepare them for this reality? Have you guys accepted the idea that doing remote sales is the closest thing you ever do to becoming like your entrepreneur friend and relative? Yes or no? So this is my journey and all the ups and downs, everything you've gone through year after year. Okay, I can say even until today, I'm still going through it. Okay. But then what is the solution that you and I see today? Go start as a seller, right? How many of you have had this advice? How many of you have received this advice? How many of you have acted on this advice? And is this a good or bad thing? It's not up for me to say, but I will share with you the pros and cons, and then I want you to think for yourself. Okay. First thing you ask this guy, you say you paid for closer programs, right? I say, yeah. I say you trained to be a closer, right? Yeah. So what's the advice they give you in the end? Go start as a setter. So then why don't you just join a setter program? Oh, because it's an opportunity for me to get some experience. Okay, fair enough. What experience? Oh, I want to work my way up, right? You guys hear that? You guys get that? Do you guys believe that? I want to work my way up. So today I show you the learning curve. I want you to tell me, are you working your way up? You tell me, is it the same up? Because yes, there are setters that can make a lot of money. There are setters that are even more successful than closers. There are setters that are so successful as setters, they don't even want to be closers. But that's a different path. Okay, I want to show you the learning curve and you tell me if it's the same thing. So, but why, for those of you that took this advice, tell me if I'm right, that the end game is because, okay, now, okay, I don't know how long, okay, maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months, I have experience as a setter now. Then I go to a company, hey, I have experience as a setter. Can you hire me as a closer? Is this the end game? Okay. So now I ask you, you have a company. I work as a setter for 3 months. Okay, let's pretend now you're the boss. Okay, I apply to join your team. Okay. Let's pretend now you have a business. I say, hi, I want to join your team as a closer. And then you say, sure, Sean. Tell me more about your experience. I have 3 months experience as a setter. Can you hire me as a closer? 3 months is not long enough. It's good that you have some experience, but we are really looking for closers who are ready to go, that can take calls now. Have you taken calls before? No. Okay, sorry. Let me get back to you. How many of you have got this? So now I ask you, your 3 months of experience got use? Got use or no use? Then you say, well, 3 months too short. How about 3 years? I have 3 years of experience as a setter. Okay, can you hire me as a closer? So 3 years means what? Means you're damn good, right? 3 years means you're a successful setter, right? Do you think they will put you in a setter role or a closer role? Do you think they will say, wow, you have 3 years of experience. You're so good. You're such a good setter. Okay, I let you close. Okay, so is it about the time? Is it about 3 months or 3 years? So how much time do you want as a setter? How much time do you need under your belt as a setter to feel confident to say, okay, now I can close? Now, are there scenarios where you can actually transition to become a closer? I'll tell you the answer is yes. And I'm going to show you what is that scenario so that if you do want to use this as your strategy, you can. You just need to know what you're doing. You don't take advice from people that never said, never closed before, and then they tell you to do this. And then when you need help, they say, oh, think out of the box. They say, oh, just go network and add value. This kind of advice, who don't know how to give, right? So remember this question, okay? Whatever you do in your career, okay, ask yourself, what are you actually building? You're doing setting, you're cold calling. What are you training? You're doing setting, you're in someone's inbox, you type, you send lead magnet, you do all those things. What are you building? Is what you're building fulfilling what I call the closest curve? Now I show this, I know a lot of you will feel very overwhelmed, right? What you're seeing now, okay, if you want access to my slides, I'm going to type it in my Zoom. Okay, wrong link, not this. Okay, no S. Okay, and then Andrea, can you help me type it in the Facebook? comment section for the paid group. Okay. So you can save this slide. Why I want to do this slide is because I want you to see for yourself. You learn a sport or you learn a martial art. Okay. Usually they will have a curriculum. Usually they will have a form of grading or test or examination. And the purpose of all these things is to test your understanding so that you as a practitioner, you know how good you are. So a lot of times I see closers, they train, they work, and then they're at an income ceiling. So I pull out one of these things, any one of these things, and I test them. I say, for example, let's say, a simple thing like you are in a team and then you have a prospect who book a call with you, and then you talk to the prospect for 30, 40 minutes, they're about to buy, and then they didn't buy, they chicken out. Okay. So now you need to do something like get them back on the phone. You need to secure another sales appointment. Do you know how to do it? Do you know what caused them to chicken out? Do you know how to get them to willingly want to come back and have a conversation with you? This is part of the learning curve. Okay. Another simple thing, like I see closers, they want to build their career. Okay. Environment. Okay. Their spouse or their family member don't support, or their spouse or their family member keep intruding into their personal space. They don't have the environment. They don't have a quiet place to role play, to take calls. Okay, so all these things, you might say that, wow, Sean, I didn't know that to become a closer, there's so many things to learn. It's very overwhelming. I thought I just need to get on the phone and talk to someone. But of course, if you run a company and you want sales, obviously that's what you're going to tell your customers, right? You're going to tell them something super attractive. Why would you tell your customer that to succeed as a remote closer, you need to learn so many things? Then who will join your program? You get what I'm saying? Yes, Andrea, that's the right link. Okay, click on it. Make sure that it directs people to my slide so that you guys can refer to what I'm saying anytime you want. Now, let's say you feel like, Sean, this list is too long. It's going to take me too long to learn everything. Can you just remove one of this so that I feel like life is easier? Okay, let's remove one. What do you guys want to remove? Pick one. Let's say I remove this paradigm. Okay. You want to build a remote career. You want to be a freelancer. You want to build your own business. The paradigm pull you back. You want to do something, you got confidence issue. You want to step into a leadership role, you have fear. You worry that people don't take you seriously. You take this pillar out. Can you be a closer? Okay, let's try another one. Let's say we take out check closing. Why is check closing relevant? I just want to be a closer. Why should I learn this? This should not be part of learning curve. So your influencer have leads just floating around all over their social media pipeline. These leads are waiting to be closed. They already opted in. Just like right now, so many people opted into my challenge. I don't have time to go send out all my stuff. This is all leads waiting for you to close. You take this out. Can you be a closer? Can you hit your income goals? Or you just want to depend on the leads they give you? Let's say we take out any single one. You take out this. Your prospect on the phone, they don't know why they're on the phone. They don't know why they must solve their problem. They don't know why they must have a heart-to-heart talk with you. You take out the roots of their pain. You can close. So this list is something that I've planned for very long, because when a closer comes to me and they say, oh, I have an income ceiling, I'm not hitting my goals, I don't have the results. Yeah, of course you look at your results, but you know what I look at? I look at your process. Why? Because your process is the one that gives you the results. So of course, you first person view, you look at the results. But me as your coach, I have to look at the whole process. What is causing this bottleneck from happening? It's most of the time one of these things, if not a combination of these things, you don't understand. You don't fully understand it. So when you don't fully understand this, then no one teach you. You go ask your coach for advice. They say start as a setter. You go ask your coach for advice. They say go network, add value. You go ask your coach for advice. They take 2 weeks to reply you. Then I ask you, what are you actually building? So you go work as a VA, right? You go work as a setter. You type, you work. I ask you, did you actually learn these things? If now we have a grading, if now we have a okay, just let me check the slide. Okay, I know why. It's a capital K. Sorry, no S. Okay, Andrea, use this link. It should work now. Yeah, this is the right one. Okay, with a capital K and S at the back. Yeah, I can see all of you in the slides now. So they give you all this advice. Did you actually learn and understand this? Because if you don't understand this, how can you get the result? Every time you come to me, you say, I need the result. I want the result. Of course, all of us want to make money online. All of us want to be great salespeople online. Then we can live our remote life, right? But if you don't understand this learning curve, how can you have the result? Do you want to buy the result? Can you buy the result? You want to download the result? Can you download the result? No, the result must be in you. Everybody understand? So now I ask you another question. Why the result is not in us? Why we get this kind of advice? Because if everybody teach this, then all those sales coaches, how are they going to run a business? If everyone is a master, then who is going to buy that program? Okay, so your end game, very simple. Don't overcomplicate this remote sales game. Don't overthink it. There are only 3 big strategies for us to use. Okay, the first one, you do what I did, full out. Okay, no excuses. You guys follow me for how long already? 3 months, the first day, or some of you 6 months, some of you 1 year, some of you 3 years, some of you started with me in 2018. Can you name one time you heard a complaint from me? Can you name one time you heard an excuse from me? Can you name one time I didn't show up at my best? Okay, so this is the best strategy in life. Of course, we are all human. There are days where you feel defeated. There are days where you doubt yourself. That's all very normal. Okay. But the essence of this strategy is really your commitment to yourself. This kind of thing you cannot buy anywhere. You cannot download anywhere. This is this is a conversation you need to have with yourself. Okay. You ask yourself, must you succeed in remote sales? Or this is just something for you to try? You touch your heart, ask yourself, why must you succeed? Why must you go all in? If you don't find your answer, you can never buy this. Okay. Option number 3 is what I covered earlier. It's the dead end. Year after year, I see closers forever stuck, forever in a setter job, or then they just quietly quit. It's a dead end. And then they burn out. You know how difficult it is to bounce back from burnout? Okay, there are some irreversible consequences of burnout. Okay, so a lot of people will say, therefore, okay, Sean, I'm not as extreme as you, but I'm not as lazy as those guys, but I'm in the middle ground, right? A lot of you will say, I want the middle ground. I want to stay in my 9 to 5 first. I want to stay in my setter position first, and then I'm going to build myself up. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Once again, I ask you this question. What are you actually building? Okay. How much time can you actually invest in you building yourself up? So let's pretend all of us take the middle ground, okay? Can I ask, this whole year, the year has passed, exactly what have you done to move yourself up the learning curve? And when I say the learning curve, I mean this closest curve, the one I've designed, because I can only design and teach what I understand and what I've done. So let's just go with my model. Okay, it could be right, it could be wrong, but this is what I know what to do. Okay, what have you done to actually move you? Because if what you're doing is not moving you up, you have to be very clear. Are you just comforting yourself? Are you saying, let's take small steps? But you're just really just comforting yourself. Okay, be very honest with yourself. If you're taking the middle ground, but you're not moving up, you're not challenging yourself to go out of your comfort zone. Okay, don't say, I don't know how. I'm going to teach you how. If you're incomplete, you have all the how inside. As in, if you're in my complete program, you have all the how. So then, what is the root obstacle? I can tell you a lot of times it's fear of failure. This fear is very, very unconscious. It's there controlling our emotions, but you logically, you sound very smart. Logically, you sound like you're no problem. But if the fear is there, it's there. And it's going to control our paradigm. Fear of judgment. What if I fail? And then how will others see me? How will I look? Okay, or uncertainty. Or I just want to be in my comfort zone. Okay, or I actually don't derive any form of meaning other than I can make fast money. I don't feel any meaning, any connection to this work in remote sales. It's an empty task for me. So if deep down you don't understand your own drive, then all these things are going to control you. Okay, so these are things, like I said earlier, you need to have a conversation with yourself and say, if I'm here to give my best, if I'm here to challenge myself, what is the meaning of this all for me? Because if you don't have this conversation with yourself, you don't get it out of the way. And I've had to have this conversation with so many closers. Because when it gets down to it, this is the one conversation that will change them. Without having this conversation, you teach them all these things. It will not go in. Without having this conversation about what is your real drive, what is your real meaning, you teach them triage call, you teach them decision step, what finance step, all this step, it will not go in. The paradigm will just control you, and then this loop will go on and on forever. Okay, so if you want it, you will create a way. If not, your paradigm will manifest an excuse. So the first mission of today, this challenge, is very simple. Okay. This is not a theory challenge. This is a practical challenge. Okay, if you go to this link, okay, Andrea, can you please paste it in the comment section again? Yeah, that's right. Okay. Let's try this link. This link will bring you to a mission worksheet. Okay, and don't look at it now. Okay, don't look at it now. Pay attention first. I want you to write a letter to yourself because I want you to have this conversation with yourself. If I could, I would sit everyone down. And I used to do that here in Singapore. I sit everyone down in a workshop. Okay, and I talk to them. Okay, if I could, I would do it one-to-one with all of you. Okay, but after taking sales calls myself, I'm very exhausted. That's why when I was promoting this program or when I promote my own coaching, I don't do sales calls. You want to join, you join. You don't want to join, okay, go try other programs. But if I could, I will do this one-to-one with all of you. And I can't. So I want you to help me, help you have this conversation with yourself. Okay. Mission number one, I'm going to zoom in, make sure you guys can see. Okay. Don't use mine. Okay. Go file, make a copy, okay, and then type on your own document. I want you to write a letter to yourself, okay, and be very clear. Okay. The year has come and gone. This coming year, or depending on when you take this challenge, okay, the new you, what do you want to have? Who do you want to be? And what are you going to leave behind? Okay, write it down. Each month, how much value you are going to deliver to the market, and in exchange, what is your monthly income from remote sales? Write it down. Your definition of the word closer. Don't use mine. Don't use the guru's one. Think for yourself. No right or wrong. You don't have to show this to anyone. Okay, what is your definition of the word closer? Is it just online sales or is it something else? Okay, don't use anyone's answers. Think for yourself. And then your definition of closing, as in the function. What does it mean? Is it just take someone's money? Is it just sell them? Or what else? Write down a list of external obstacles that you perceive is in your way. Write down a list of internal obstacles that you perceive is inside you. And then you write down why you must overcome them. Why you must overcome them and achieve your goals. Why, when you achieve these goals, it brings your heart the things you want. It gives you the answers you want. It brings you the meaning and the importance of what you want. Why you must play full out. Okay, don't worry about the how. Okay, mission 3 will solve that. You don't worry about the how. You need an example. Okay, here's a demonstration. This is what I would say to myself. Okay, I believe once you read my example, you will know what I'm trying to do with this because I can tell you, I have seen so many closers that reach the dead end and then they give up. But do you know that before they gave up, there was a point in time where they were super fired up, you know, and you will see that every year, right? You have those young closers coming in, they post in all the groups, they have a lot of energy, and then afterwards you don't see them again. In the beginning, if I am able to have this conversation with them and they can see for themselves what is the meaning, what is their purpose, what they want to achieve, when they get stuck in this loop, okay, you can actually pull out this letter and you remind them of why they started this in the first place. Okay, so many times when I see closers quit and they are jaded and they are tired and they give up, I just wish that I have this letter that they wrote to themselves. I can pull it up and I can show them and I can say, do you remember the fighter that you used to be? Do you remember the champion that you used to be? Like, where has that guy gone? Or where has that girl gone? Okay, but they didn't attend this challenge. They didn't do this homework. So I have no letter to show them. Okay, and then they just quit. So I cannot save them. Okay, but now, do you want to do this letter with me? Yes or no? Do you think this is relevant to you? Once your answers are down, you think you can unsee them? Once the answers in your heart is all on paper, you already made that promise to yourself. You can pretend this letter didn't exist. Okay, so today, this list is what I'm going to cover today. Okay, I've talked about the dead end. I've introduced the closest curve. Okay, don't worry about the curve. Okay, I'm going to circle back to it. The mentality. Okay, the 3 grades of closers. We're going to talk strategy. Okay, there's one strategy you can employ to hit your first 3K. One is called the specialist method. Okay, the other is called the complete closer method. Okay, then we're going to talk about tactics. Okay, tactics is all your how. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Okay, it's all in the tactics. Okay, one tactic, two tactic, and then I'm going to talk to you about a very important concept, the influencer cycle. This year, I'm going to do another separate training just on the influencer cycle itself. Okay, another tactic, the affiliate method. Okay, for those of you with your own business, for those of you who aspire, how many of you aspire to start your own thing? How many of you have a skill right now that can benefit people? Okay, I'm going to teach you how you can use it to hit your first 3K as well. Okay, and then I'm going to walk you through my plan for 2023. Okay, and then we're going to do a Q&A. Okay, everyone good so far? Very good. Type a 1 in the chat so I know you are paying attention. Okay. Now, the mentality. When was the last time you helped someone solve a problem? Out of goodwill. Because you wanted to use your mind. Also, I see a lot of 1 in the chat. Okay, thank you everyone for your support and participation. When was the last time you used your mind to solve a problem? A small one, a big one? When was the last time you unknowingly or knowingly pointed your finger at a condition or a circumstance? You made a complaint. This is a very fine line. Okay. When you are in remote sales, okay, every single day, every single moment, there will be problems. The moment you start to do something, whether it's this, whether it's this, whether it's this, whatever, there will be a challenge. Immediately, there will be a challenge. Okay, life is like that. Your mentality has to be, I want to solve something. And then, of course, it will create more problems, more challenges, more opportunities. But your mentality has to be, I want to solve something. This is a very subconscious thing. A lot of people will say, but this person is like this, but this condition is like this, but I want to do this, but I need this, but they say this, but this. This is a very subconscious thing. At the moment I hear someone talk, I know. You don't know, especially if it's yourself talking. When it's myself talking, I also don't know because our paradigm has blind spots. Okay, so the only thing you can do to ensure yourself from all these blind spots is to say, yeah, yes, I don't deny there is an obstacle. How am I going to solve it? Because if you don't have this mentality, you will unknowingly always react. And if you have an employee paradigm, if you have a fear-based paradigm, you will keep reacting and you don't even know that you're reacting. You will say that I want to achieve this, but this is this, and then that's it. Your mind isn't even working anymore. Okay, and remote sales, okay, freelance business, your mind has to be fast, very, very, very fast. Okay. Accept that this is your business. Okay. Your influencers, your business owners, they are your leads. Okay. Your branding as a closer, that's your marketing. When you get on the phone and you close, that's you doing delivery. This is a full business. How is this not a business? You're delivering a service, you're selling a service. Okay. Job paradigm, very weak. Job paradigm, very lazy. Job paradigm, all excuses, reaction. Okay. It's a different mentality. And then I ask you this question. How does how does a guaranteed placement work? Can someone explain to me how does that work? Do you know that in marketing, when your audience keeps giving you an objection, what the marketers do is they will take that objection and they will turn it into an irresistible offer. Okay, so now the internet is like opening up, online opportunities are opening up. You have a lot of young people, 16 years old, 18 years old, in early 20s, coming out to teach or coming out to want to do online business, and they're going for this. So if you're a marketer, you say, yep, okay, I guarantee you. So you guarantee 5,000 people, and then 1%, 3%, 5%, they get results. And then the remaining 95%, 97%, they don't get results. Then they come and ask you, but you guaranteed me a placement. You guaranteed me that I will have a job. You guaranteed me that I will be awarded to one of your clients and close for them. How to guarantee? How to guarantee? Can you guarantee you hit your KPIs? Can you guarantee that on a call, you know how to do all these things? Can you guarantee that you deliver what the contract asks you to deliver? So if you don't deliver, how they guarantee? You need both parties to guarantee, right? So why people promise this? Why people promise this? I don't understand. You do weight loss training. I can guarantee you weight loss. No, the person yourself is the guarantee. You are the guarantee. You need to guarantee that you complete all of this 5 stars out of 5 stars. Then the market has no choice. Okay, because you will always rise to the top. So do you want a company to guarantee you? Or do you want to guarantee yourself? Okay, and then I show you this learning curve. How do you feel about it? Do you want to face it and build it? Or do you want to say that it's too much? It's too difficult. Maybe next time? And this challenge, it's an action-based challenge. After this challenge, the challenge doesn't end after today's Zoom. Okay, I want to see everybody's homework. I want to see everybody's assignments. I'm inside the group. I can see what everyone is posting. Even if I don't reply, even if I don't comment, I can see what everyone is doing. Okay. You know, earlier on I talked about the middle ground, that if you go into a VA or seller position, how do I know I'm building the right thing for my closing career? There's a very fine line, and this is the line. This is where you need to discern if you're on the right path. Okay, let's talk about the one in gray first. Okay, as a seller, a lot of sellers are given a base salary, or at least some kind of equivalent of it. It means every month they're getting like $400 or $500. Okay, this base, okay, because you must know, when I was building my career here, okay, I was down to my last $2. I was surviving on 1 meal a day. My back was against the wall. Okay, I didn't have a base, and I didn't want a base. Because once you experience this base, all your basic meals are taken care of. You have cash coming in. Okay, for some people, it motivates them to go build even more, right? But then for some people, it actually domesticates, it removes their hunger and their ambition to close. They just die inside their comfort zone. And this job mentality is very, very dangerous, because now what? You just become programmed. I just fulfill tasks, but hey, at least I'm doing work. Hey, at least I feel productive. Hey, at least I'm progressing. Well, then why don't you just go get a job? It's the same thing. Because you're not building the closing learning curve. So if this is my mentality, what do you think will be my results? Okay, this is on one end of the equation. On the other end, let's talk about this side. And this is something I've done before. I worked as a setter before, and I'll share my story below. My mentality was, as a setter, yes, I'm in the inbox, but I don't want to be in the inbox forever. I have to show my influencer, if not my next business owner that I work with, that I know how to do triage call. Maybe not the full closing call, but at least a triage call. What is a triage call? It is a shorter form call that it really either disqualifies all the prospects who are not qualified, and or you raise the needs and buying intent of those who are qualified to the point where on the next call it's easily a close. So on the triage call, I can show my influencer, I can show my business owner that what I'm capable of. And this is on top of fulfilling my KPIs as a setter. I can take triage calls. I know how to optimize show up rates. I know how to increase the quality of the leads. I'm able to start solving problems within my job scope and out of my job scope. You know how many times I've taught this to people and they get promoted so quickly? Like my wife is one good example. Okay, recently, earlier this year, she joined a company as a setter, and then she implemented this strategy. Now she's in a closing position, and then she has 3 setters in her team. She's a sales leader now. So if she had this mentality, do you think that the reality would be like this? No, you mold your external reality by creating your internal paradigm. So this is a really fine line. And how many of you can see the line now? Yes, type in the chat. Yes. Can you see what I'm trying to illustrate? It's the same job, same role, but the whole identity is different. So if you want to take the middle ground, you will do it. And your result might come in this team. The leaders in this present team might say, well, I can see that you can do this. I can see that you have this. Okay. We have some external leads. Can you go talk to them? Can you go to close them? The opportunities will come in this team, if not the next team. Okay, because the universe has to mirror what you put out. If you are good, you'll get it. Okay, so this is the most dangerous paradigm because it's comfort, it's income ceiling, it's the same thing as a job. And we are here because we don't want to be in a job, right? The 3 grades of closers. Okay, let's just generally classify them A, B, and C. Okay, the mentality, C grade, they haven't grown up. Okay, the B grade, they're already starting to adopt. Okay, and the A grades, they take full ownership. You don't hear a single complaint from them. You don't hear a single excuse from them. You see them asking questions. You see them executing. Okay, so when you look at their brand, okay, their brand shows this energy. It shows this ownership. Okay, the C grade guys are the ones that, they always ask me for job openings. They ask me for guaranteed placements every day. They're just spamming me with this. Okay, so many of them. Okay, and their skills, of course, it speaks for itself. But the whole mentality is already like that. So what do you think the results will be? Okay, one will keep the job paradigm. One will be able to take care of all their bills, and then one will be financially free. Okay, and here's the interesting thing. There's 3 grades of business owners. They actually directly mirror the grade that you are. How many of you are in C grade teams right now that they're not ready for closers? Or you have joined C grade teams, they're not ready for closers? They really don't know what they're doing. So I don't know why they hire a closer. Okay, those are the C grade guys. And then the B grade guys, they can really cross 10K months in revenue. Their foundations are dealt. They have success stories. They are making positive cash flow in their business. Okay, these teams you join, very, very good for you to practice and learn. Okay, because it's a blank piece of paper for you to write. Okay. Then you have the A team, okay, very KPI oriented, everything is dialed. You need guidance, they have. You need SOPs, they have. You need leadership by example, they have. Whatever you need, they have. Okay. On the previous slide and on this slide, you see a golden arrow here, right? Who can tell me what is this golden arrow? Okay, make sure you have access to the worksheet and the slides. This golden arrow is your progression. And I'm going to circle back to this when I talk about the influencer cycle. If you are a C grade closer, because your understanding of the learning curve is not complete, okay, who do you think you attract? I can tell you the A grade guys will always be invisible to you. The B grade guys will always be invisible to you. You only keep attracting yourself. For those of you that have moved up, you feel like you're at the B level. You notice that all the teams you attract and join are all the B grade business owners. And same for the A. The A will attract the A. The A can see each other. They know each other. They refer to each other. Okay. So once you are clear on the different types of businesses, okay, I want to talk about the specialist method now. Okay. For those of you that say, Sean, you're teaching so many things on branding, lead generation. I don't want to learn all these things. I just want to close. Okay, fair enough. Okay, then you'll be what I call a specialist. How many of you don't want to become a full stack complete closer? You just want to be a specialist. You just take calls, you sell, and your job is done. How many of you want to be a specialist? Type in the chat and comment specialist. Okay, I see a few specialists in the chat. Okay, fair enough. If you want to be a specialist, the following things you need to have, and you must be very strong. Okay, there's no free lunch in this world, right? Your brand has to be strong. Why? Because the companies that come to you and say, hey, we have a lead for you today. Are you free? We have a lead at 8 p.m. today. Can you take the call? And then we have another one at 11 p.m. Can you take the call? And then we have another one at 8 a.m. And then the leads just keep coming and they say, are you free? Are you free? Can you take the call? There's a call, there's a call, there's a call. The companies that can give you that, can I ask you, what grade do you think they are? You know, so many companies struggle even just to generate leads. So many companies struggle even just to get quality call bookings. If a company can come to you every day and say, we have a quality lead, we have a qualified lead, please take the call, please take the call, please take the call. Can you type in the chat and comments? What grade are they usually? A, B, or C? Any guesses? Okay. Obviously, the companies that have an abundance of qualified leads, what does it say about their marketing? Strong, right? What does it say about their sales pipeline? Dialed, right? That's why they can keep generating high quality sales appointments. So when you work for these teams, I can tell you, they're not messing around because these leads cost a lot of money. Do you know how many leads they have to disqualify and filter out in order to have someone who knows what your product is about, someone who has buying intent? Okay, these kind of high quality buyers, it's cost them hundreds and thousands of dollars every month to run ads to get them. So the fact that you are given all these leads, okay, it says that they trust you. Like now today, the leads in my company, I wouldn't give them to anyone. I have to trust you. The business owner has to trust you. If you have your own company, you will not give your leads to the C grade guys because you don't know what they're going to do. So if you just want to close, I can tell you your brand, it needs to be super strong. Why? Because you want to build that trust to say that if you give me a lead, I will close them. The leads that you spend hundreds and thousands of dollars to generate, I will protect their reputation. I will educate them well. I will get them down to their truth. I will get a decision. Whatever obstacles they have, whatever objections they have, I will walk them through it. I know how to do it. You can trust me. Your brand has to be exceptionally strong. Okay, and I have resources ready for you to polish up your brand as well. And it's not just your brand. Your qualifying game has to be strong as well. Okay, their qualifying game has to be strong, which means that how do you know if a team is A, B, or C? Okay, and you don't have to go with my definition. You go with your definition. Okay, you decide for yourself what is A, B, and C in terms of a business and in terms of a closer. So how are you going to qualify them? Okay, on the interview, that's the best time to qualify them. You let them ask you whatever they want to ask. You let them grill you, you let them test you. Go ahead, test me. Ask me about my experience, test my role play. Go ahead. Okay. Then in the end, they will say, do you have any questions? That's the time you say, yes. Yes, I have questions. And don't be afraid. If you're afraid and then you don't qualify them, you're scared of offending them, you join the team and they are not who they advertise. In the end, you're the one that wasted your time. And actually, a lot of times when you qualify them clearly and confidently, they can see how prepared you are, true or false. They can see how confident you are. They can see that you know what you're doing. Okay, so don't be afraid. And you don't have to be disrespectful. You can just say, do you have any client success stories that I can look at? Any client interviews, testimonials, success case results? So I know that your offer sells. And how many call bookings you have on average each week, and how much is your closer closing right now, and if you are closing, how much do you close right now? What's the show up rate? Just ask. You won't die by asking, right? They won't get offended because you ask, right? If they are dodgy, if they don't want to answer, then you know what kind of team they are, right? And once you qualify them and they can allow you to be a specialist, and they're like, yeah, we have calls, we need people to take calls now. Okay, and then you join and they are as advertised. Yeah, congratulations, you're already a specialist. You take calls and you go do your thing. If you join and they are not as advertised, there's no call to take, and then they do a bait and switch. They say, oh, now you got to do cold calling. Don't sign anything. Okay, if you stay longer than 7 days, okay, that's on you. Within 5-7 days, you should have the opportunity to see all the SOPs. You should have the opportunity to see if what they told you is the truth. You should have the opportunity to listen to their sales calls, to see how they do their calls and see their client success stories. You should have full transparency. If you stay longer than 14 days, that's on you. Okay. So this is what a legit influencer is like. This Clients in Abundance from 2018. That's what my sales director tell me every day. He will tell me, I have a call for you, okay, in advance, so I have time to prepare. If I can't take the call, I will say I can't take the call. Okay, if I can, I'll tell him I can. And of course, most of the time, I will say I can do it. No matter what time, I was always, I can do it. Okay, and you can see, he said, it's a great appointment too, okay, because they are qualifying their leads. They're running ads, okay, they are putting a lot of hurdles in place, opt-in forms, difficult questions to make sure that if anyone books a call, it's because they want to buy. So then my job on the call is very easy. They already know what the offer is about. They already know it's a sales call. We're not going to dance around. I'm not going to ask them about the weather. I don't have all those things to deal with. I just need to have the sales conversation and I can do my thing. So this is a life of a specialist. And negotiate. Okay, negotiate. If it's a timing issue or you have some problems, communicate. Okay, don't be afraid. Why? Because once you don't affirm your boundaries, your influencer will think that you're okay. Then they will just keep doing what you are not comfortable with. So this was an example that This guy kept giving me third world leads until at a point I say, look, no more third world leads. And if he gets offended, if he wants to fire me, then okay, because why do I want to close for a team that keeps giving me third world leads, right? So I will leave. Don't be afraid to leave. Okay, I can see there's a Sean B that wants to join. Andrea, can you check if he enrolled? Because I can't check from my end. Okay, if he enrolled, just let him into the Zoom. Okay, and then the second one screenshot here is he said, "Hey, I have a call now. It's in 15 minutes, 1 hour. Can you do it?" And here's what I said: "Sorry, not prepared. I need 24 hours." If you are a valued team member, you communicate well. You know, every day in a team, there's going to be communication and miscommunication. It's part of life. In every household, team, business, okay, especially sales team, you have to be firm. Okay, and in a remote business, you must communicate your boundaries well. Okay, just express yourself. Okay. So once you have the calls coming in, okay, please do your thing. And then you will get your results. Okay, because the call is already there, the product is already there. You just need to talk, okay, and get them through a decision. Okay. So mission number 2, if you want to be a specialist, okay, I want you to invest in your brand. Okay, you might say that more, but my brand is just an external thing. It's just a skin. No, your brand shows your substance. You are selling your substance. You are marketing your substance. You're saying, I'm a specialist. I'm not a lead generator. I'm not a cold caller. I'm not a setter. I'm not a VA. I'm a closer. If you already have setters, if you already have VAs, you have calls and no one's taking them, I can take them. I have a 20-30% close rate. This is what I can do. You have to market and sell yourself. That's how you close them, that, hey, I'm a specialist. I'm here to do specialist work. Okay, so I think you guys don't know this, but for those of you in my Zoom, okay, I have already prepared your members area. Okay, so after today, write on your notebook now, okay, write a note, okay, message Sean, okay, hashtag members area. Hashtag members area. When I see your message, I'm going to give you a personalized link for your own members area. What is the purpose of this members area? After this event, I'm going to organize all the resources inside. Okay, let Sean in. I'm going to organize all these resources and put it in your members area. Okay, and you can revise all this content. Inside your members area, there's already the influencer attraction system. I put it inside. Okay, and I want you to use it. I want you to study it. Every single day, I want you to advance your brand. Everyone clear? Okay, clear? Type IAS in the chat. Okay, this is your mission number 2. Okay, type IAS in the chat. Okay, IAS. Okay. When you do this mission, okay, like for mission number 1, there is a deadline. I want you to put a date there, because if you don't put it, you're not going to do it. And I want you to choose from one of the following. You either message someone in our group right now that's in this challenge, okay, or you just post in our Facebook group, or you text me privately. Okay, in some way, shape, or form, I want you to be accountable. Whether you text your buddy, or you post in the group, or you text me privately, okay, I might not have the time to reply, but I will open your message. Okay, being accountable means whatever we do in this challenge, you deliver. Whether it's an update, whether it's a report, okay, I want you to express yourself. And this deadline that you put to complete the letter, you better go into it. Same thing, the deadline for your IAS, it will take you less than a day to complete the IAS. Those of you who have done it, you know. If you've already done it, go and improve it, go and refine it. Okay? You can never stop advancing your brand. Okay. I want to say the deadline, okay, and that's the IAS. Okay, so where are we now? Now we are at I've just covered the specialist. Okay, I'm going to move on to the complete closer, and this is where the preview is going to end. Okay, I said 20 minutes, but it has been what, 1 hour and 20 minutes. So I'm going to end the preview on Facebook right now. You guys can't see my slides, but if you want to join, okay, just head over to seansena.com/3K. That's seansena.com/3K and enroll, and then send me a screenshot of your receipt, and then we will get you in, and you have access to all the tools and training, members area, everything covered in this challenge for life. Okay, that's all I have for you, and I'll talk to you guys in the preview soon.